Good morning. Today we're going to discuss potential security threats any organization may face. The first one we're going to talk about is ransomware. Ransomware is a type of malware where the organization is unable to gain entry to their files or devices, and they are instructed to pay the attackers in order to gain access to their files and devices. Phishing. Phishing is a cyber violation where the at-risk objective is communicated through email, phone, or text message by attackers who are impersonating actual organizations in order to obtain important information, such as information that can be identifying, as well as passwords and bank information. The next one we're going to talk about is zero-day attack. This is a security risk that is present in software that is not openly known information by public, as well as the vendor of the software does not possess any knowledge of. Spyware is a kind of malware that will record information as well as any activities online that take place on computers or cell phones or tablets. Data breach is when susceptible undisclosed information that is usually protected that has now been accessed by unsanctioned parties. The next thing we're going to discuss are some appropriate countermeasures organizations may employ against security threats. One of the first countermeasures would be to install antivirus software. The antivirus will work to detect and prevent any malicious files from being installed. The next step would be to develop strong passwords. When developing a strong password, the user should keep in mind that they should be using a minimum of 8 characters while including letters, numbers, and symbols. The next one is implementing security policies. Security policies are put into place to make sure that networks are safeguarded from viruses and malware. The users are also encouraged to utilize strong passwords, as mentioned before. Employ firewalls. The firewalls work to prevent unsanctioned access to a network by stopping incoming network traffic from unfamiliar sources. And the last thing, or one of the last things I would do, would be to observe any activity that takes place over the network, regardless whether you sense suspicion or not. Some appropriate measures that can be taken once a system has been compromised. The first thing to do would be to contain the cyber breach. So within that, you would want to sever the internet connection, deactivate remote access, sustain firewall settings, install updates and/or patches, and change passwords. The next step would be to evaluate the data breach, determine who had access to the servers that were impacted by the data breach, determine what network connections were active when the breach took place, and how did the attack commence. Lastly, I think it's important to develop a data breach response plan, make managers and employees aware of the breach, make cyber insurance policy aware of the breach as well.